Hey everyone. Alright, so I am going to be doing your general reading. Please keep in mind this is general, so everything is not going to be for everyone. Some pieces could be your story and some pieces could be someone else's story that's watching. So let's go ahead and let's get started on your reading. I've been sitting here for quite some time looking over the energy of what's going on. And what's heavy is not really knowing what's going on. That's the energy that I feel like you guys are in. It looks like there is something you don't fully know yet. And whatever it is that you don't fully know, because we got the book here, it's creating some sort of confusion with the clouds. You could be having sleepless nights, or you could be stressing out over something you don't know. And that's the thing. Like you could be looking for information, looking for knowledge. For some of you, this has been going on for quite some time. It's actually tied to a situation that's been going on for quite some time. This could even look like something as simple as, well, I wouldn't call it simple, but for some of you, this could look like mixed signals from a person, not knowing where you really stand. For others, there could be a situation where something just isn't adding up. Going back to that book in clouds, we feel like some information is missing. Either way, the issue here is not having the full picture. Yeah, look, see, even the Queen of Cups. And I found it interesting when I grabbed this deck, because the issue here is not having the full picture, and even the moon showed up. So because it was sitting here, and once I grabbed it to start recording your reading, get ready, I'm like, that makes so much sense. You got the moon and you got the cloud sitting here. Furthermore, highlighting the unknown, things being hazy, foggy, not being able to see, looking for answers. And again, this has been going on for quite some time. I'm seeing here as far as who is involved, which the coffin and ship came out. For some of you, this is someone who has already stepped back. With the coffin, things ended. Or with the ship, there could be some distance between you. Rather, it's emotionally or physical distance. This feels like someone who isn't as present as they used to be. But the thing about it, that even though I feel like this is someone that's not as present as they used to be, I feel like that's what it looks like on the surface. Because again, you can't see. So on the surface, the presence may look absent, or the distance feels stronger, feels heavy, because you don't know what's going on. Even though there's distance, this doesn't feel over. Whoever you're connected to, it doesn't feel over. Actually, there's something that's shifting in the background, though. It feels like there's something that's shifting in the background, and it's shifting in a positive way. So as we're progressing through your reading, I want to be clear and let you guys know, this does not feel like bad energy for me, even though there's a lot still to unfold. Because when I laid these cards out to ask the questions around your energy and what was going on, I told you guys I sat with this for quite some time. And so this was sitting like this. And so when I got ready to record, I was placing the cards, getting my decks, because it was up here, because I was looking at it though. And so I was placing it up here. When I grabbed it, I saw the bouquet. This is a good sign. The bouquet. So behind the book, behind the information that you don't have, is actually something that's going to bring like some sort of clarity, some sort of, like, it's going to feel good once you get that knowledge. Put it that way. Once you get that information, things are going to feel more lighter for you. Over here, what you're not seeing yet because you're going to get information though, but what you're not seeing yet, there's some sort of, we got the birds and mice, there's some sort of conversation that's being had. Somebody is overthinking this. This isn't you though. I feel like you are overthinking in your own space, but I feel like there's another person here, right? Obviously you're connected to someone, but their energy is overthinking. There's something being said. There's a conversation. That's what you're not seeing. Behind the scenes too, there's a conversation that's being had. I also feel like whoever this person is, there's apprehension on their part because of some sort of long-standing feud or tension. And it feels like a repeat though, like something keeps repeating itself. A lot of anxiety and worry. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards here. Oh, look, didn't I tell you you're going to get clarity? The Ace of Swords. It's going to cut through that fog. I told you there's going to be clarity. Look, there's the clouds right there. Oh my gosh, see? Here's the clouds in this card. But then look, here comes the sword. So you're going to get the knowledge. And when you get the knowledge, it's going to be pleasant. Like, think about how you feel when you get flowers. This is going to be pleasant clarity, pleasant information. That's why I said despite. Look, and you're going to be able to move forward. And when you do move forward, you're going to feel more empowered. You're going to feel more stronger. Let's go ahead and look more into this situation here. We got here the Four of Pentacles showing up. And then we got here the Four. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, there's something here, again, behind the scenes. Someone is doing something secretly. I don't know, it looks like they could be gathering their money or trying to hold on to their money. Let me see. Tell me more about this energy behind the scenes. Holding back because of money and something to do with their home. Look, see, stress is coming up. We got stress showing up. Someone is holding. I feel like somebody could be saving their money for a home. That's what this is feeling like, which you can't see. Someone is saving their money for a home. This is someone that it feels like somebody is getting ready who may not have been ready, because we got the coffin and ship. Something ended because there's no one in the home. So this could be someone that may have lived with someone, or was with someone, rather they live together or not. This is someone getting their home ready, getting their foundation ready. So they're saving their money, or they're getting their finances in order. And I'm seeing here, obviously we talked about there's some stress attached to this person, which is over the ship, because there's this transformation, this change is major. And on top of that, an ending was taking place. That was the big transformation. They ended something. Rather it was a relationship, rather it was a way of living, they ended it. But keep in mind, it was a process and it was stressful for them. This is you getting a peek behind the scenes. It was a process and it was something that was stressful for them. This transformation, this change. It feels like someone getting ready. So if they had unfinished business, they are like, I gotta wrap up this unfinished business. Conversations being had that you're not aware of. I do feel like you were being talked about. There was it wasn't just limited to personal stuff around their home, things going on in their home. There was something that was also said as it pertains to, because that red is giving me that energy around what feels like your energy connected. And then we got here the Devil card coming through. And there's a clock. Look, well, not a clock, but you guys know what I'm talking about, hourglass. Something around timing. That's probably, and I mentioned your name, timing. That's what was stressing them out, because they could have had something toxic in their home, an addiction in their home. They could have been addicted to work. They could have been addicted to a certain pattern, a certain connection, a certain way of living. I feel like they could have been seeking help. That's where your name is coming in at too. This person was seeking some sort of help and felt like time. Like, I need time to go through these changes. And what if you're not going to be there? So like I was saying, this is someone that was getting ready, but in the process of getting ready, they were stressed out because it wasn't something simple. It was something major that they had to change. And then we see, it was this, I told you it wasn't simple. This is a tower for them. This is a tower. They had to go get help. They had to talk to someone. This is major. Whatever it is, this is major for them. And that's why you got this stress showing up. This transformation, ending something, was stressful. Some of them, I'm picking up moving. Someone could have had to move. Someone could have lost their job, lost their home. That's what I'm saying. Part of the process, they had experienced certain things in life. A tower moment happened. And then look, the Seven of Wands. Guarded. I don't want you to see what's going on behind the scenes, which is what you're getting a peek of in this reading. They don't want you to know what was going on in their home. They don't want you to know what was going on behind the scenes. They were going through a tower moment behind the scenes, trying to keep you out. And again, I feel like someone could have went through like homelessness, job loss, and trying, like I said, trying to get their finances in order and feeling like they're going to be too late. So this person could have showed up very defensive when it came to you. So, for example, if they didn't want you to know about this, they could have, and this is not making an excuse. I'm just telling you guys the energy, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. But the energy that I'm picking up here with this person, they could have acted in some sort of like defensive way towards you because of the tower that they were experiencing that they didn't want you to know about. So they could have done or said things with the birds chirping. They could have done or said things to push you away. I'm even picking up some of them could have felt ashamed. We got the King of Cups coming in, and earlier we saw, yep, the 10 Pentacles was in reverse. This is someone that could have been going through a job loss, a divorce, unemployed. Their life was crashing down. And this is something between someone that's long-standing. This is someone, this doesn't feel like a brand new energy. This feels like someone you have some sort of long-standing tension with. Some sort of long-standing issue with. I will say with the King of Cups showing up, they had to suppress their feelings. There's something about, I'm gonna clarify that though too, because I'm seeing this was right here, Seven of Wands, so defensive, hiding their true feelings. And that's why I said I feel like this person actually had feelings for you with this King of Cups. However, they had to suppress it and be defensive with you because they were going through a tower moment. They were going through some sort of shakeup in their life. 10 of Pentacles is in reverse. Look, turned their back on the connection with you. 10 of Pentacles, lost my job, lost my home, or just got out of a long-term relationship. And I'm feeling let down. I'm overwhelmed with emotions from this 10 of Pentacles in reverse because they were not expecting this. That it's a tower. They weren't expecting whatever this is that happened. We got here travel flipping over, vacation, short trip, distance, and road trip. That's even the ship is right here, which symbolizes change, transitions, and travel as well. And then look at here, secret. They were keeping some sort of secret. And that's why you are confused in this situation. They didn't want to show you whatever it is that they were hiding. It was a secret. Where is this travel about? Oh, look, see, work. This person could have been traveling, like looking for jobs, looking for work, or they could have got some sort of job because, again, trying to save up money, trying to hold on to money. I feel like they got busy because of the tower moment, but there's something here ready to confess. Look, block. This is why. They feel blocked from you. They feel blocked from you. And we got here spiritual connection, and they feel this connection with you. I'm not saying you feel it, but I'm saying that from their perspective, they feel still drawn to you. And like I said, this is someone you have some sort of long-standing tension, conflict with, right? This person still feels drawn to you. They still feel that this connection is meaningful. That's why they're ready to confess. They're ready to confess, and they know that in confessing this to you, they have to tell you the truth. Because I feel like there's some shame here also attached to this. Like this person feels ashamed with this tower that happened in their life. I want to know more about the tower that they experienced too. Because they feel like if they don't tell you anything, they're going to lose you for good. I feel like you took off though. I feel like that travel is around home. I feel like this person doesn't have access to you. I feel like that's more so your energy coming in. And that's where the confession, feeling the pressure to confess because they don't have access to you. You withdrew your energy. Because remember, what did I say? I don't know about you feeling a spiritual connection, but they feel it. That's important because you may not be feeling it no more. You withdrew your energy. Even though this connection or situation for you could have been stressful at one point because of the lack of clarity, the lack of understanding, you eventually, with that travel card, distanced yourself. And that's why they're over here stressed out because they know they withheld this secret from you. Let's see. Tell me about this tower. I feel like the tower is being blocked from you. That's what I feel like. I feel like this tower happens to be about not having access to you. Because remember we saw the hourglass. They were trying to clean up something toxic. And they were not expecting you to walk away. See, they walked away from a situation too. But they were not expecting you to walk away from them. Look, we got here, the tower was, look, irreconcilable differences. That's what I'm saying. For some of you, this could be someone you were married to. But for others, this is about a separation, a breakup. You walking away, and why? Feeling like irreconcilable. This can't be fixed. That's where the worry and the stress is. And the communication is coming in. Look, I told you, wanting access to one's social media. That's what it says. Remember I said they're talking to someone. It's about you. They want access to you. Look, shooting your shot. They're ready to fess up. They're ready to now finally speak. They're ready to shoot their shot with you. I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to go over into the extended. For those of you that want more information around this situation, I'm going to look at what's going to happen next in this situation, how they feel about you, what are their true intentions, and we're going to see if they're going to follow through with this, with their actions. And I'll close out with what you need to personally know about this situation moving forward, because I feel like that's what matters most, your energy. Because like I said, I feel you moving away from this. And they feel it too, which is why they're stressed out and going around talking to other people about you and trying to get access to you. All right, I'll catch you guys in an extended. Bye.